When I went on the investment banking side, I was doing a deal for a gentleman by the name of John Mulhern. John Mulhern is legendary. He's passed away about 6 years now. But I don't know if you remember during the insider trading scandals that were happening back in the late 80s, but there was a man by the name of Ivan Boesky. Ivan Boesky was notorious for doing big insider trading deals, and he landed up serving time for it. Well, when he was fingered by the feds, he actually pointed his finger at John Mulhern, and John Mulhern was actually a specialist on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange trying to raise $250 million. So John Mulhern came to me and my team, and I was working at Bear Stearns at the time, and said, can we raise the money? And we looked at the deal, we said, guys got financials, guys got cash flow, no problem, we can do it. And this happened right before 9/11. So we were putting the deal together and we were structuring it, and it looked like we had no problem getting $250 million on the table from every top insurance company and pension fund in America. Well, long story short is that 9/11 hit, and then we're trying to do road shows, and we're traveling throughout the United States on the Citation 10. So we're traveling all over the place because it was the only way to get in and out of airports at the time. So we go in, we do the show. People love the deal. They're ready to invest in it. And by the way, this deal was also connected where my firm owned 49.9% of the company. So there was a lot riding on this deal. Long story short is that the history behind John Mulhern was actually going to kill Ivan Boesky because he fingered him inappropriately, and he was caught out of his driveway with a rifle in his car. So you can imagine all the insurance companies who are really conservative are looking at this and saying, hey, listen, we can't sustain this kind of collateral risk. We're not doing the deal. So it was the Friday after Thanksgiving of that year where we had $250 million on the table, and client by client started pulling their orders out. And the next thing I knew is that we were down to about $80 million out of 250. And when you do a deal on Wall Street, if you don't do a full deal and you're saying you're doing 250 million, everybody else says, I'm not doing a deal unless the deal's complete. So I get called up into the executive chamber of the firm, and the executive committee is sitting there with the chairman, the CEO of Bear Stearns, and they are ripping me a new one, okay? I mean, they're just like taking me over the coals, and this is the Friday after Thanksgiving when most senior guys don't work. But I was working, and I was sweating. So I get up there, and they go into a tirade for about 20 minutes on me, and I can't even repeat the words that they were using against me. But I let them finish, and then I said, are you done? I said, you can yell and scream all you want. I said, but I know that we've got a deal to get done here, and we'll find a way to do it. So I went back to my desk, and I said, okay, now what am I going to do? Because I'm going to get fired. Long story short is that I landed up going through the court case of what actually happened, and I realized that John Mulhern was exonerated through the judicial system. And I read through every court case, and I took those briefs out, and I called a meeting with each one of the insurance companies and pension funds that were at the deal from the beginning, and I said, I want a meeting with you guys. And I sat down and I read them the judicial briefs. And then I said to them, I said, what is it about the U.S. judicial system that you guys don't accept or don't believe in? I said, because it's here. And I said, it's right in front of you, and the case is closed. He's been exonerated, and everybody deserves that place. Long story short is that not only did we raise $250 million, I landed up doing $380 million, oversubscribed, and it was a high success. So it was a failure, yes, in some ways, but you find ways to reach back, and you find ways to do what you have to do, because it's just going to happen. The stuff's going to happen. It's going to get hot in the kitchen, and you can either get out or you find a way to cool yourself off and get it done. So, and that's a really important thing. I can't tell you how many different scenarios and things will occur, and I call them speed bumps. You know, they're not roadblocks, they're speed bumps. It's like water. Water will find its way, and it will trickle through.